Well, today is not a pleasant day for Novo Nordisk shareholders. The stock is down 21, almost 22% since the opening of the market. There is multiple reasons for this. The main one is this news about the guidance, that they are changing the guidance for 2025. So the previous guidance was they were expecting to have sales growth between 13 and 21%. And with Novo Nordisk, we had the habit that generally they are closer to the high end of the projection than the lower end. And here they decrease the guidance from 30 to 21% to 8 to 14%. So it's like potentially a bit higher than the lowest ones that we could have before, but still it seems that it needs to be very good if they have this. And same for operating profit, from 16 to 24% to 10 to 16%. So that's the reason why the top dropped that much. We can see that the sales growth in the second quarter of 2025 was 18%. So it means that we kind of already almost had all the growth from sales for this year. And we might have 2 quarters, okay, whole H2, with no sales growth and potentially negative sales growth. This is something to take into consideration. And this is something problematic here. That's the reason why the stock got down. There is also another big news today for the company is Mazhar Mike Durrani is the new CEO of Novo Nordisk. It was since few months we were waiting for this new CEO. He is the new CEO. He was the executive vice president of international operation, and apparently he had a strong track record of creating value and driving growth. The international expansion have more than doubled sales to approximately 112 billion Danish crown in 2024. So he seems to be competent as first sight. We'll see what it gets, but now it's good. We have a name. We might also think that, okay, they decrease the guidance like this, they will make it easier for the new CEO to take his new role, okay, to have the market coming with him. Let's say they're like, okay, we're starting from scratch. Okay, we have a stock completely destroyed. Now let's start creating value for shareholders with this new CEO. Let's give him like a chance to not arrive on top, but to arrive really when the company is not doing well. So we will see what he will do. We don't have enough information now to see if he will be a good CEO or not a good CEO. I think it's good that they promote somebody which was already inside the company and serving the company for more than a decade, I think. So that's some good point. The reason they have this lower growth expectation for this year is lower growth expectation for Wegovy, okay, lower growth expectation for Ozempic in the GLP-1 diabetes market, and lower than expected penetration for Wegovy in selected IO markets. For Wegovy in the US, the sales outlook reflects the persistent use of compounded GLP-1s. Despite the expiry of the FDA grace period for mass compounding on 22 May 2025, Novo Nordisk market research shows that unsafe and unlawful mass compounding has continued and that multiple entities continue to market and sell compounded GLP-1s under the false guise of personalization. And the strategy that I would do is potentially do some litigation. Hims seem to be one of the company target with all of this. It seems that they have some problem with them. The thing that I don't really get in all of this is Eli Lilly kind of had the same problems as Novo, but is only down 4% since the beginning of the year, only minus 0.5%. So Eli Lilly seem to be way better prepared for all of this. Of course, let's not talk about valuation about Lilly because it's clearly overvalued, but it might show that there is some other problem in Novo Nordisk that we may not be aware of, or we might need to take a look of it. Let's see the numbers. Okay, we still have a great company. Like for now, like Novo Nordisk is not a company that is in danger of bankruptcy or anything. Okay, we had solid growth. The margin are good and very stable. Okay. The return on capital, very high. They are declining, but they stay very high, okay? The debt, there is no debt for the company, so there is no no risk for bankruptcy or anything like this. The only risk is they will grow less than expected. When we can see the operating margin, they are being expanding, okay? During the last few years, since 2021, they're expanding the operating margin and they continue to expand this. So they get better and better in terms of operation. So this is good. But the problem here comes from the growth, that we expected a company that would potentially grow by 20% per year, and now we're telling us that the company might not even grow by 10% this year. So when we have a look at valuation, we can see that my previous assumption for valuation was with earning growth of 12% per year, 1% buybacks, dividend growth by 10%, and a multiple, I was putting 20 before as a multiple at the PE for the next 5 years. And with this, we have a fair value of almost $80, 79. With the current price here, it's a 22% compound annual growth rate. So it's good. Okay, we have some potential opportunities here. The company is clearly undervalued. Now, let's say they don't do 10, 12, they do only 8% of growth, and we have a PE of 18. The company is still undervalued and could potentially do 16% per year cumulated annual growth rate. So we are here on a company that is facing a challenge. If we listen to them, it seems that this challenge is not due to them, it's due to this compounding. So if it's due to the compounding, there will be a solution fine. The problem here is when the solution will be fine, because if they start lawsuit and litigation against IMS and others, it might take years before it got good, and in few years they lost the patent already. So what will be the consequence with all of this? So my theory here is I might find a deal that they will pay, I don't know how much, probably a few billions for them to stop doing this compound. We'll see. Other solution or other theory, it might be that maybe Novo was not operationally as well. Maybe there was some bad thing happening inside. That was the CEO before got fired and a new one is appointed. Maybe that's also a reason. But if we just look at the picture and the information available publicly and so on, we might consider that for now, Novo is a company that have a problem on the short term, but over the long run, the company is still very efficient and still very good. So it might be an opportunity. I think I made a mistake when I entered in Novo a few months ago. I think I entered a bit too fast. I think I also doubled down on the company a bit too fast. That's why I'm in loss of 25% right now on the company, or 30%, something like this. I should have made potentially more studies of business to understand that I could have potentially a better opportunity to enter later. The only thing is we cannot know the future. Okay, with the information we got before, it was potentially difficult to know what will happen. So with that being said, I will continue to study this business. I keep it in my portfolio. I'm not selling for now. I don't see any reason to sell right now. Okay, it's not, you don't sell during a big panic like this. I will continue to study to understand what decision I could have done better, what analysis I could have done better, what research I could have done better to avoid this kind of mistake for the portfolio in the future. So I will share with you everything. I share with you when we have good success. I share also with you when the company are not performing well or as expected. So I think it's good lesson. It's good lesson for me, and it will help me to improve my strategy over time and improve my decision making over time. I still think Novo might be a good opportunity right now. We'll see in a few months how it will go in a year, if it can go. Remember that it can go up very fast, okay? You had some companies that can do 100% in 1 year, 200% in 1 year. So things can change very fast. The sentiment around the stock can change very fast. So I will not be surprised if this happens in the future.